Broadcasting live from the Meridian XV OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we have reached the final week of the first half of the 2023-2024 GNASH regular season. And we are not finished deciding who stays where and who goes where. And tonight, the only game on the GNASH schedule this evening is a big one. Mount Juliet-Wilson, Central Green Hill taking on Father Ryan. It's the first half finale for the Irish, but Mount Juliet playing twice this week. They'll play Ravenwood on Wednesday night in Antioch. And the Bears, well, they're not in a must-win situation tonight, but a win would definitely give them a chance of staying up after Wednesday night, staying in Tier 1 after Wednesday night, without having to worry about too much, or without having to worry about the result of Wednesday night's game too much. The Irish, they're already locked into Tier 1 no matter what happens tonight. They're going to the Predators Cup, but they have lost 3 of their last 4 and will like to finish their first half slate with a win to kind of stabilize things before they kick off the second half of the regular season next week. All right, let's take care of our normal pregame business, and that is going over the results of last week. Last Monday, Summit Page beat USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture 12-5. That result meant that Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb would be moving up to Tier 1 for the second half of the regular season and getting to play in the Predators Cup in the postseason. It also meant that Centennial would be staying down in Tier 2 for the rest of the regular season and playing in the Henry Hine Cup in the postseason. Tennessee Outlaws and Station Camp Liberty Creek finished in a 5-5 tie. That result, combined with Summit's win over USN, meant that the Outlaws are staying down in Tier 2 and playing in the Hine Cup. Brentwood beat the Rutherford Rampage 7-5. Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb beat Centennial 4-1. And Montgomery Bell defeated Ravenwood 5-2. Then on Wednesday night, the Outlaws beat USN 5-1. That result meant staying down. Franklin beat Rutherford 9-3. That result means that Rutherford will be moving down to Tier 2. Ravenwood beat Pope Prep MLK GCA 4-2, so the Raptors still have a chance to stay up in Tier 1. Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb beat Summit Page 10-7. The two best offenses in Tier 2 met and certainly put on a show. And Hendersonville beats Gallatin, beat Independence Ravenwood 9-1. So here are the standings coming into tonight. We have 9 teams that have completed their first half schedule out of the 16 in the league. Father Ryan become the 10th tonight. First up, Tier 1, Franklin and MBA both at 6-0-1. They both tied in the one game they played, so Franklin are ahead on goal difference, plus 14 to plus plus 24 to plus 16. Father Ryan are at 3-3. Pope Prep MLK GCA they're finished with the first half at 3-4. Brentwood, they finished with the first half at 2-4-1. Ravenwood at 2-4. Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill are at 1-3-1. And the Rutherford Rampage, again, they are going down. Their first half slate over. They finish at 1-6. Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb will be moving up. They finish in first in Tier 2 with a record of 7-0-0. Summit Page in second at 4-2. Hendersonville beats Gallatin in third at 3-1-2. The Outlaws at 2-2-2. Centennial, they're done with the first half at 2-3-2. USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture, they're staying down. They've got one game left on Wednesday night. They're at 2-3-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek, their first half done, 1-4-2. Their final record there. And the final record for Independence Ravenwood 2-0-6-1. So the only game tonight is Mount Juliet and Father Ryan coming up in a few minutes here on Rink A. All right, let's talk about the two teams playing tonight's game. First up, Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill, coached by Alex Walker. Mount Juliet are 1-3-1, but they've only scored 7 goals. However, they've only given up 11. So their offense doesn't have a lot of juice in it, but their defense has been really stingy. Opened the regular season with a 2-1 loss to Pope on September 25th. Lost 6-0 to Franklin on September 27th. Beat Rutherford 4-0 on October 11th. October 18th, they lost 2-1 to NBA, and then their most recent game, the 1-1 tie with Brentwood on October 25th. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Bobby Campos leads the team with 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Anthony Giampaolo has 2 points from goals. Rylan Kripe, 2 points from a goal and an assist. Parker Triplett, Jordan Antar, and Carson Slocum each with a point from a goal. And Trenton Gorell has a point from an assist. We move on to the goalies. Mount Juliet at 3. They've all gotten in net at least once. Noah Smart has played in 2 games. His record 0-2. Those were the Pope and NBA games. Played 84 minutes, goals against average of 2. No shutouts, obviously. He's allowed 4 goals and 50 shots, turned away the other 46. His save percentage in the regular season so far is 92. Brent Balls has played in 2 games. The loss to Franklin and the tie with Brentwood, so his record 0-1. He's played 84 minutes, goals against average of 3.5. He's allowed 7 goals and 50 shots, turned away the other 43. His save percentage in the regular season so far is 86. And Corbin Vickery played in the game against Rutherford, so his record 1-0, played the full 42 minutes. It was a shutout, and he turned away all 14 shots he faced. Let's move on to Father Ryan, coached by Kyle Dora. Opened the season with a 5-1 win over Ravenwood on September 25th. Then 2 nights later beat Pope 4-1 on September 27th. Came back from a 2-week break and lost 7-0 to Brentwood on October 18th. 2 nights later, October 20th, they lost 8-3 to NBA. Then 3 days later, October 23rd, they snapped the 2-game losing streak, beating Rutherford 7-1, and then they lost to Franklin 2 nights later on October 25th, 3-0. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Austin Hester is the leading scorer. He has 10 points from 4 goals and 6 assists. Colin Sullivan, 9 points from 4 goals and 5 assists. Colton Edwards, 8 points from 6 goals and 2 assists. Jacob Boren, 7 points from a goal and 6 assists. Carter Middleton, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Parker Causey, 2 points from assist. Chaffin Baggin and Merrick McCullers each have a point from a goal. And Curtis Newman, Jack Sutterth, and Harper Howard each have a point from an assist. On the goalie play, Zach Feinesbeck has started all 6 games. His record 3-3. He's played just over 246 minutes. Goals against average of 3.24. No shutouts. He's allowed 19 goals on 194 shots and turned away the other 175. His save percentage in the regular season so far is 90. And Riley Barnes has only appeared 1 game. That was the final 4 minutes and 58 seconds of the Brentwood game, which was already decided in Brentwood's favor, so it was a no decision for him. He played just shy of 5 minutes, goals against average of 8.45. He allowed 1 goal on 7 shots, turned away the other 6. His save percentage in the regular season so far is 86. Bit of news before we start this one. The GNASH senior game has been rescheduled again. It's now going to be played on January the 8th, Monday, January 8th in Bellevue. At 7 o'clock. The reason they moved it from December 11th because that is exam week and they want the seniors to be able to focus on their finals as much as they can. So here we go with this one. Zach Feinesbeck starting in goal for Father Ryan. Noah Smart starting in goal for Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill for this first period. Father Ryan will carry the puck from my left to right. Mount Juliet from my right to left. As this game is underway with the Irish winning the opening draw. Puck inside their zone. Trying to clear it out. It hits Jordan Antar, goes to the front of the net, and Zach Feinesbeck has to cover it. Curtis Newman's clearing attempt hit Jordan Antar, slid down the slot, and Feinesbeck had to keep it out. Draw be to his left. Draw one by Mount Juliet. Jordan Antar trying to carry it into the right wing corner. It's pinned up against the wall, up against the kick plate. Antar digs it loose, passes up to the right point. Ryan Woods. Woods, shot blocked by the stick of Jack Halloran, and it goes out to center. Woods gets back to it. It's poked off his stick inside his own zone. Austin Hester trying to pass over to Colton Edwards, but that's broken up. Edwards near the front of the net. So a nearly dangerous turnover for Mount Juliet inside their own zone. Jacob Boren keeps the puck alive, passes down low. Austin Hester in front trying to work the backhand, but it was poked away. And the Bears clear. Curtis Newman inside his own zone, passes over to Boren, but it went through his skates off the boards. Jordan Antar keeps it alive, pass across, one-timer, stopped by Fonisbeck on Carson Slocum. So both teams have had turnovers inside their own zone inside the first minute. That's given the other side a chance to score, and that was a dangerous turnover for Father Ryan. But Zach Fonisbeck keeps it out of the net. 13 minutes left in the first, no goals on the board. Mount Juliet coming with the attack early. Draw be to Fonisbeck's left. Drawing by Mount Juliet. Bobby Camos with the puck taken away on the left wing side, but held into the blue line by Anthony Giampaolo. Camos with it again as it knocked off his stick and out of play. There's a penalty. Oh, there was a penalty against the Irish. Okay, I didn't know. Jacob Boren in the box. So Mount Juliet in the power play here. Draws to the right of Fonisbeck, and they win the draw, but it splits the defenders and goes out. Giampaolo will track it down inside his own zone. Almost backhanded into his own bench. Rylan Krybe to keep it alive. So now here's Bobby Camos back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. A shot off the glove of Fonisbeck. Lands in front of him. He didn't know where it was, and he dives out and covers. Draw will be to Fonisbeck's left once again. So I guess Boren is in the box because when Jordan Antar stole the puck, or came up with that puck on the turnover that almost led to a Mount Juliet goal before the penalty, he went down, so I guess he got tripped. Draw one by Mount Juliet, but the Irish able to get to it and clear. Ryan Woods with it now inside his own zone. Passes ahead, but it's into the stick of Curtis Newman, who flips it back into his own zone, or flips it back into the Mount Juliet zone. Tyler Dubois with it. Dubois hands it off to Woods, and Ryan Woods will bring it out. Woods makes his way through center into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side, gets the front of the net, back in his score. What a coast-to-coast goal by Ryan Woods. From behind his own goal line, carries it through center, gets to the front of the net, backhands it home to convert the power play and give Mount Juliet a very important 1-0 lead with 12:01 to go in the first. What a fabulous goal by Ryan Woods. My goodness. Drawing by Father Ryan, but they give it away to the Bears. Here's Woods. So it'll be Woods from Dubois on that goal, because Dubois handed him the puck in his own left wing corner. Now Juliet trying to bring the puck out. A clearing attempt hit Parker Triplett at center and actually stayed inside the zone. Carson Slocum whacks the puck out, but it's just beyond the blue line. Sam Halloran with it brings it back into the left wing. Tried to send it to the front of the net, slowed up by the stick of Dubois. He'll pass to his right, and that's Woods carrying it to center. Back into the Father Ryan zone, stepping through defenders again, but he couldn't get away completely. Put out in front of one-timer from Antar, turned away by Fonisbeck. Curtis Newman dumps the puck back in the Mount Juliet zone. It's behind the net. Ryan Woods sweeps it around the boards to the far side. Held into the left point. Boron sent back down low. Now here is Colin Sullivan at the end boards. Skating around, he fell over, and he got tripped. He got tripped in the left wing corner. So Father Ryan are going to go on the power play here. And it is Tyler Dubois heading to the box for tripping. So 10:51 left in the first. Father Ryan getting their first power play of the game, down 1-0. Draw is going to be to Noah Smart's right. Draw one by the Irish. Jacob Boren, right point, sends it. I don't know if he's trying to send it to the front of the net or pass it across, but it's intercepted by Rylan Kripe. Taken away from him by Colin Sullivan on the left wing side. Sullivan in the circle, moving to the slot, getting off a shot. Oh, it hit the crossbar and goes way up into the air and touches one of the rafter beams as it comes back down. It almost went into the roof. So close call there for Mount Juliet. Draw going to be to Smart's left. Draw one by Father Ryan. Jacob Boren, right point, passes down low to Sullivan. Sullivan skating around, passes back below the goal line. Sends it back around to the far side. Camo's trying to clear. Austin Hester grabs it. Hester trying to go to the slot. A shot stopped by Noah Smart. And the rebound try from Edwards. Colton Edwards stopped by Smart too. Puck out at the right point. Now Sullivan on the right wing side. In the right wing corner. I'm sorry, that's Hester in the right wing corner. Passing it off to Edwards. Now back to Hester. A minute left in the power play as Hester runs into a Mount Juliet player. Tried to clear the puck out, and it did just go over the blue line. Jacob Boren couldn't keep it in. Now he's trying to dump it back in. He's had to maneuver. He's had to keep two Mount Juliet players from stealing it from him. And now here's Austin Hester moving to the front of the net with a backhander that's turned away by Smart. Here's Merrick McCullers with a shot in the right point that's blocked. Hester rebound, score! Hester was at the bottom of the left circle. Smart tried to dive across and failed. Left the top of the net wide open, and Hester scores, converts the power play, and ties the game at 1 with 9:28 to go in the first. So Mount Juliet give up that penalty, and Father Ryan put out their big guns, and they're able to get a goal on the board. Draw one by the Irish. Jack Sutterth knocked into the boards on the near side. Puck is in the Mount Juliet zone. With it is Jordan Antar. It's stolen away from him by Harper Howard, and then has his pass intercepted on the far side. Mount Juliet able to get the puck out. It's sent back into the Bears zone. Tyler Dubois with it. Gives it away. He gave it away to Chaffin Baggett, who then had it taken away, and the Bears were able to clear it out. Sent back in by the Irish, and now there's Ryan Woods behind his own net. Passing to his right, it's off the far wall. Jordan Antar with it. Antar across to Carson Slocum off his stick, and back into the Father Ryan zone it goes. It's in the left wing corner, but he whiffed on trying to pass it off. Jack Sutherth tried to clear it. It's held in by Tyler Dubois. Carried back down low. Sutherth with it behind the net. Tries to clear it out. Intercepted and held in and sent back down low by Parker Triplett. Puck behind the net. Going out to the far wall, Jordan Antar. Passes up to the right point, Ryan Woods. Woods pass across to the bottom of the left circle, and Parker Triplett put out in front, score! Centering pass to the slot, and Carson Slocum redirects it home. And Mount Juliet retake the lead. It's 2-1 Bears with 8:20 to go in the first. Drawing by Mount Juliet, but given away to the Irish. Curtis Newman dumps the puck in the Mount Juliet zone. Ryan Woods to it. Had it poked away. Father Ryan have the big guns out there. Hester, Sullivan, and Edwards. Or correction, Edwards, Hester, and Jack Halloran. As a shot from the right wing side. And Jacob Boren was blocked and went past the net. Puck now back in the Irish zone. Austin Hester with it. Carries it out to the far side. Trenton Gurrell tried to chop it off his stick, but Hester hangs on, crosses the red line. Brings it back into the Mount Juliet zone. Gets around Carter Spencer. He's got it in the left wing corner. And he's going to try and wrap around, and that was blocked. Blocked by a stick. And a pass attempt went off a stick, and it's back in the Irish zone, and Zach Vonnesbeck beats Carter Spencer to it, dumps it behind the net. Curtis Newman then banks it off the inboards for Jacob Boren to pick up. And here's Sam Halloran at center, being poked away from him by Rylan Kripe, who almost brought it back into the zone offside with Reed Spencer trying to exit. Brought back into the Mount Juliet zone by Sam Halloran, but it's taken away from him. Now Rylan Kripe through center. Into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Kripe with Curtis Newman on him. Comes around to the right wing side. Passes up top. Here's a one-timer. Giampaolo blocked in front by Merrick McCullers, and then almost left the puck behind him. Bobby Campbell brings it out to center, and then is it taken away by Sullivan. Colin Sullivan back in the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Pushed off the puck, but it's held into the blue line. Jack Sutter passed over to the left wing side of Merritt McCullers. Shot past the net. Puck over on the far side. And then Giampaolo pushes Sam Halloran into the boards. And Rylan Kripe, Jacob Turner, or Thomas, excuse me, looked like he had the puck for a moment. Now the puck's coming back his way on the far side, but it's chopped back down low by McCullers. Puck behind the net. Giampaolo comes out with it. Trying to shield his body. Trying to shield the puck with his body. He brings it into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side, but puck got away from him just a bit. He had to go to the inboards, put it out in front, but Jacob Thomas couldn't get a stick on it. Bobby Campbell's trying to keep it alive, but Colin Sullivan has it. He's going to bring it to center. Passes over to Parker Causey. Causey left wing side of the Mount Juliet zone. Puck behind the net for Sullivan. Now here's Causey passing out high slot. Jacob Bourne a shot. I think it was blocked. I don't think it ever got to Noah Smart. Oh, I guess it did. They put the shot up on the board as the puck is sent right on goal to the Father Ryan net. At the other end, Zach Fonnesbeck having to stop it and pass it off to Curtis Newman. Puck now back in the Mount Juliet zone, but carried up by Ryan Woods. Woods had the opening goal. Puck knocked off his stick by a bypassing Parker Causey. He gets it back. He's trying to get around Curtis Newman inside the Father Ryan zone. A shot hit the outside of the post to the left of Fonnesbeck. Now here's Carson Slocum behind the net. Banks it off the end kick plate for Parker Triplett. Comes out in front, trying to back in. He whiffed on it. Then he gets off a shot that's stopped and covered up by Fonnesbeck. 5:03 to go in the first. 2-1 Mount Juliet. Draw me to Fonnesbeck's right. Won by the Bears, and Parker Triplett one times it past the net to the right of Fonnesbeck. Puck behind the net. Now it's out over on the far side. Curtis Newman with it. Tried to pass it to Chaffin Baggin, intercepted at center by Ryan Woods. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone by Jordan Antar on the left wing side. Antar goes to the inboards, round the back of the net. Gets knocked down in the right wing corner, and the puck will be carried to center by Harper Howard. Howard tried to get it over to Baggett, but that's intercepted by Woods. Woods brings it back into the Irish zone on the right wing side. It poked off his stick, gets it back, and shoots it over the net from the right circle. Puck held in on the left wing boards by Carson Slocum. Now here's Jordan Antar. Antar, puck got away from him, comes to the left point, and a shot to be kicked away by Fonnesbeck on the left leg pad. That shot came, I think, from Ryan Woods. Puck still in the zone on the far side. Carson Slocum with it. Slocum with the most recent goal, pinned up against the right wing corner boards. And we're going to have coincidentals. Parker Causey and Jordan Antar are both going to be sent to the box. They were tussling away from the play. Cross check against Causey. Slash against Antar. So it'll stay 5-on-5. 4:03 to go in the first. Mount Juliet up 2-1. Draw's going to be to Zach Fonnesbeck's left as Father Ryan players are already ready, and Mount Juliet are taking their sweet time because they're changing their line for this draw. Draw one by the Irish. Merritt McCullers trying to pass it up the wall, held in, or given back to him by Austin Hester, and then it's cleared. Out at center with it, Anthony Giampaolo banks it off the near kick plate, back into the Irish zone. Picked up Trenton Gorell on the left wing side. Goes into the left wing corner. Austin Hester trying to pin the puck up against the kick plate. It comes loose. Colton Edwards trying to bring it out. He was not allowed to. Carter Spencer sends it past the net from the left half wall. Now here's Reed Spencer on the right wing corner. Pass to the slot, right to Colton Edwards. He was trying to pass it out high to Giampaolo, but it went right to Edwards. Edwards brings it into the Mount Juliet zone. Puck knocked away from him and slides out. And now the puck coming back towards them at Father Ryan netted to be steered away by Fonnesbeck. Here's Michael Jaskowski. Jaskowski sends it back into the Mount Juliet zone. It's going to the inboards. Colton Vivrette in a foot race with, I think, is that Sam Halloran or Jack Sutterth? Here's Austin Hester out on the right wing side, passing it up to the right point. Jacob Boren shoots it past the net. Puck held in on the far wall, and a shot from Jaskowski had to be turned away by Noah Smart. The puck cleared out by the Mount Juliet Bears. It's back in the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Picked up Bobby Camiso, but he got too far away from it, skated too far away from it. Now back the other way goes Hester. The Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Cannot get around the defender, Anthony Giampaolo. Camos on the far side. Backhands the puck out to center. It goes back into the Father Ryan zone. Jack Sutterth with it. Tries to pass it up the near side. Anthony Giampaolo has it inside his own zone. Passes across to Tyler Dubois. Back across to Ryan Woods. Woods trying to pass ahead to Bobby Camos, and I don't know if that would have been an icing or not. Zach Fonnesbeck slowed it up with his stick. Then he came out of his own net to try and pass it up the far wall with players around him. Now here's Camos behind the net, putting it out in front for Rylan Kripe, but couldn't get a stick on it. And it's covered up on the far side of the net by Fonnesbeck. 1:54 to go in the first, and it's still 2-1. Mount Juliet. Draw is going to be to Fonnesbeck's left. Draw one by Mount Juliet, but unable to keep it in the zone was Ryan Woods. It's dumped back in from center by Parker Triplett. Jordan Antar trying to put it out in front. It's into the 5-hole on Fonnesbeck. They're trying to clear the puck out. It stays in the zone on the near side. Now Colin Sullivan clears, but it's dumped right back in by Ryan Woods. Curtis Newman banks it off the near wall and out, but off the bench to pick it up is Colin Sullivan. Sullivan into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Sullivan goes around the back of the net. Passes up to the left point. Merrick McCullers shot over the net. Actually, it was blocked in front. Back the other way comes Tyler Dubois. He's in the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. Drops it back, picked up Jordan Antar. High slider shot, hit the bar, then off the mask of Fonnesbeck, off the top of his mask, and somehow nobody in a black sweater could put that in. Last minute of the first, and that was insane. Antar's shot hit the bar, then rolled on the top of Fonnesbeck's mask. Oh, is he lucky that didn't go in. Puck out at center. Reed Spencer backhands it back into the Father Ryan zone. Now it's brought back into the Mount Juliet end on the left wing side by Noah Deffenbaugh, but the Bears come up with it again. Here's Jordan Antar, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Can't get around Jaskowski. Good back checking by him. 20 seconds left of the period now. The Irish with the puck again, but it's taken back at center by the Bears. Anthony Giampaolo backhands it back into the Father Ryan zone. Cleared out by Jacob Boron, but given back to Colton Vivrette. Passed up the far side, Carter Spencer. He's in the right wing side of the Irish zone. Gets off a shot that's stopped and covered up by Fonnesbeck. Wasn't a very hard shot. 5.2 seconds to go in the first. 2-1, Mount Juliet leading. Draw will be to Fonnesbeck's left. Draw one by Mount Juliet, and a shot blocked right off the draw. That shot coming, I think, from Colton Vivrette, and that is it for the first period. Ryan Woods opened the scoring with a beautiful coast-to-coast goal. And then Austin Hester tied the game a couple minutes later on the power play, only for Carson Slocum to give Mount Juliet the lead back just over a minute after that. And so it is 2-1. Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill leading Father Ryan at the end of one. Ready to go for the start of the second period. Noah Smart still in goal for Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hills. Zach Fonisbeck still in goal for Father Ryan. For this second period, Mount Juliet will carry the puck from my left to right. And Father Ryan from my right to left. Bears win the draw to start the second. Bobby Camos will bring it into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Camos gets the puck poked away by Jacob Boren. Now it's at center. And then he Giampaolo with it, backhanding it up the far side, but caught and dropped by Boren. Brought back into the Mount Juliet zone. Puck poked off his stick, but Hester has it. Oh, and then he passed across to Boren, who whiffed on it right near the front of the net. Jacob Thomas will carry it out. Chip it to the far side, picked up Rylan Kripe. Kripe back into the Father Ryan zone, lost it. Jacob Thomas had it for a moment, but it gets away from him. Now Colton Edwards at center. Back into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Got Hester going to the front of the net. Shot is stopped by Smart, and the rebound came up the slot. And Mount Juliet will bring it out. Here's Jacob Thomas, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Puck taken away and cleared. Sam Halloran brings it back into the Mount Juliet zone on the left wing. Drops it back. Hester, left circle. His shot hit the leg of Ryan Woods and went past the net. Halloran backhands it to the left wing corner and Hester. Hester circling around, trying to bring it out in front. Poked away by Woods. He gets it back on the left wing boards. Pass across, intercepted by Bobby Camos. And Camos skates it through center into the Father Ryan zone. Camos, shot that's blocked, stays in play. And Parker Triplett tried to put the puck out in front for Jordan Antar. Couldn't get a stick on it. The Irish able to clear the puck out. Antar dumps it back into the Father Ryan zone. Puck leaks out to center. Here's Jordan Antar, backhanding it ahead to Parker Triplett. Triplett across, Carson Slocum. Slocum left wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Shot attempt was blocked. Jordan Antar trying to get the puck back down low to him. Sends it towards the front of the net. Carter Middleton's going to clear it out. Here's Colin Sullivan. Back in the Mount Juliet zone on the left wing side. Taking a shot and it misses the net to the left of Noah Smart. Puck behind the net. Tyler Dubois trying to pass it up the wall. Sullivan holds it into the right half wall. Puck poked away, though, and cleared out by Carson Slocum. Now Jordan Antar, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone, gets up a shot that misses the net to the right of Fonisbeck. Puck held in by Colton Vivrette, but given away, and then he gets it back. Puck pass across to Slocum, but he watched it buzz past him. He'll backhand it down to the inboards and Antar. Antar squeezed up against the wall. And the Irish are going to end up icing the puck from behind their own net. 11:18 to go in the second. 2-1, Mount Juliet leading. If you're a Brentwood fan, you do not want them scoring any more goals. Their current goal differential is -3. 9 scored, 12 allowed. Brentwood's is -5. However, you have to scratch off one of the goals scored because they beat Father Ryan by more than 6 goals. So the official goal difference for tiebreaker purposes is -6. 19 scored, 25 allowed. But we'll only worry about that if Mount Juliet win this game. Puck ends up being dumped back into the Father Ryan zone from center. Curtis Newman behind his own net. Drops it back for Jacob Boren, sent around the wall to the near side. Reed Spencer tried to send it to the front of the net. That was blocked. Puck out on the far side. Now Carter Spencer has it. Gets pushed off it by Chaffin Baggett. Pass ahead to Parker Causey, went under his stick blade. Tyler Dubois passing over to Colton Vivrette. This is inside the Mount Juliet zone, cleared out immediately. And Trenton Gorell chops it away from an Irish stick at center. Now Carter Spencer trying to pass across to Gorell inside the Father Ryan zone. Gorell has the puck. Gorell pushed into the boards. Puck comes out free. Now Spencer with it. Carter Spencer to the slot, and Gorell couldn't keep it on his stick. Here's Parker Causey. And it's cleared out by Jacob Boren. Puck back in the Mount Juliet zone. No icing. Colton Vivrette tried to pass ahead. It went off the stick of Baggett. And Carter Spencer tried to clear it. Was held in at the left point by Parker Causey and then cleared out on the second try. Now Noah Deffenbaugh trying to bring it back into the Mount Juliet zone. He does. Puck at the left point. Big battle for it going on. Rylan Kripe in there. Causey in there. And it slides down the left wing. Mount Juliet tried to clear and shot past the net from the left point by Michael Jaskowski. Held in at the right point, and a shot by Merrick McCullers is blocked. And the puck goes out to center. And we get a whistle. And we're going to have a penalty against the Irish, I think. Yeah, Merrick McCullers going to go off for cross-checking. So Mount Juliet get their second power play of the game, up 2-1 with 9:29 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the right of Zach Fonisbeck. Draw one by the Bears. Puck held in at the left point by Ryan Woods. Passed down the wall but intercepted. Puck comes back up to Woods. The big battle for it. It's pinned up against the wall. Kick plate by Colton Edwards. Comes loose. It's sliding down. Parker Triplett has it but lost it. Edwards trying to clear and it goes out. It went off Ryan Woods and then Hester tried to steal it center and get past Woods, but Anthony Giampaolo has the puck. Now Woods has it inside his own zone. Woods passing up the near side to Jordan Antar. Antar brings the puck back into the Father Ryan zone. Antar to the slot, a shot off the stick of Jaskowski and into the netting above the glass. 81 seconds left in the power play. 8:51 to go in the second. Still 2-1 Mount Juliet. Draw to the right of Fonisbeck. Won by Father Ryan and cleared out to center. Giampaolo will get to it. Anthony Giampaolo passes up the far side. It went past Parker Triplett. And now it's brought back into the Mount Juliet zone. Here's Jack Halloran, a shot stopped by Noah Smart. Minute left in the power play. Ryan Woods passing up the far side. Parker Triplett deflected back into the Father Ryan zone. Jacob Boren is going to beat Jordan Antar to it. Try and clear it out. It goes off of Triplett. Now Sullivan with it. And Sullivan tried to clear. Knocked down by Ryan Woods. Jack Halloran backhands it back in the Mount Juliet zone. Immediately cleared out by Woods. Here's Antar. Back inside the Father Ryan zone. Drops it back. Carson Slocum, a shot. Turned away. It's turned away by Fonisbeck. 30 seconds left in the power play. Ryan Woods at the left point. Passes down low to Slocum. Slocum. Back up top to Woods. Woods with a shot. Long range shot stopped and nailed onto by Fonisbeck. 21 seconds left of the power play. 7:50 to go in the second. Still 2-1 Mount Juliet. Draw me to Fonisbeck's right again. Draw one by Mount Juliet. Puck out in front of shot for Bobby Campbell. Oh, what a stop and cover by Fonisbeck. Puck was jostling around all manner of sticks, and it comes out to Campbell all alone, and he gets off a shot that Fonisbeck stops and covers. Drawby to his left this time with 15 seconds left of the man advantage. One by the Bears. Campbell's backhanding it up the wall to the right point. Colton Vivrett tried to pass the slot. Not very hard, though. Intercepted and brought out by Hester. Austin Hester, right wing side of the Mount Juliet zone. Trying to put it in front, it's in! Colton Edwards was there at the front of the net. I'm not sure if it went off him or not. But it's a short-handed goal for the Irish, and they've tied the game at 2 with 2 seconds left in the penalty and 7:32 to go in the second. Draw one by Father Ryan. Puck dumped into the Mount Juliet zone. Penalty time against the Irish is up. They're back at even strength. Puck out at center. Now it's back in the Mount Juliet zone. Colin Sullivan's pass to the slot deflected out by Bobby Camos. Now it's back in the Father Ryan zone. Chasing after it is Jacob Bourne. Gets pushed into the boards hard by Jacob Thomas. Rylan Kripe tried to come out to the slot with the puck, but it rolled away from him. Shot from Camos in the right half wall. Gloved and held on to by Fonisbeck. And wow, so Father Ryan are going to switch goalies. They're going to put Riley Barnes in net. So Fonisbeck leaves with 6:50 to go in the second. He allowed 2 goals on, they say 13 shots on the board, but I think they're shorting Mount Juliet a couple. 13 on 15 by my count. So the draw is to the left of Barnes. Barnes has only appeared in 1 game, and that was the final 4 minutes, 58 seconds of the Brentwood game back on October 18th, where he allowed the 7th and final goal. So the Irish are now relying on him to try and win this game. Here's Sam Halloran. Had the puck poked away. Sent back into the Mount Juliet zone, but brought out by Carter Spencer. Carter Spencer into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side with a shot. It would have gone over the net, but Riley Barnes gloves and hangs on just to be safe. 6:11 to go in the second. The game is tied at 2. Draw be to Barnes' left. Won by Mount Juliet. Going to the front of the net, and a shot from Parker Triplett. Nice glove save by Barnes. There's another shot stopped by Barnes from the wall and Carson Slocum. And then the puck ends up going into the netting above the glass on the near side as the Irish try to clear it out. Draw will be to Barnes' left again. Draw one by Mount Juliet. Shot from the right point. Ryan Woods stopped and covered up by Barnes. Draw will be to his left again. And no, they're saying that was offside. They're saying the puck went over the blue line and out. And Woods shot it back in from an offside position. Mount Juliet won the draw, and Woods flips it way through the air, and it's caught by Barnes, and he hangs on for the whistle. Draw will be to his left again. One by the Bears. Ryan Woods shot in the right point. Stopped by Barnes. Rebound out to Parker Triplett, who passed out high, and then Ryan Woods had it chopped away by Parker Causey. Here's Woods. Woods brings it back into the Father Ryan zone, but he couldn't get past the defenders in the slot. Trying to get another mini breakaway goal like he did in the opening goal of the game when he went coast to coast. Carson Slocum back inside his own zone, backhanding it over to Anthony Giampalo, who backhands it up the far wall. Parker Triplett will bring it back into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Triplett fires it across, but intercepted by Parker Causey. Tries to clear it, comes up to Ryan Woods to the right point, and his shot is over the net. Puck held in by Triplett and cleared. Taken away and cleared. Here is Ryan Woods. Back inside his own zone is to push it past Causey. Carries it to center. Woods racing back into the Father Ryan zone. Trying to get to the front of the net. He lost the puck. And it's covered up by Barnes as it comes his way. 4:35 to go in the second. The game is still tied at 2. Draw is going to be to Barnes' right. Father Ryan going to bring the puck out. Colton Edwards out at center. Puck sent into the Mount Juliet zone, and it's Nolan Deffenbaugh. Pass across, but unable to get his stick on it. Reach out and get his stick on it was Brendan Malloy. Puck out on the far boards and cleared out by the Bears. Jacob Boren trying to pass back across to Curtis Newman. Jacob Thomas with it, brings it back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing. Seconds of a shot that's turned away by Barnes. Here's Boren back into the Mount Juliet zone on the left wing side. Trying to center the puck. It goes over to the far side. Chapman Smith shoots it past the net. Boren near the left wing corner banks it off the end wall. It's back over on the far side. Deffenbaugh with a shot from the right wing boards. It's turned away by Smart. Now here's Colton Vivret. Vivret passing ahead to Bobby Campos off his stick and out. Irish get it back inside the zone, but Vivret intercepts, brings it right back out. Here's Campos getting knocked down at center by Chapman Smith. Curtis Newman dumps it back in the Mount Juliet zone. Noah Smart leaves it behind the net. Picked up by Tyler Dubois. Dubois trying to pass ahead to Thomas. It misses him and goes back deep into the Irish zone for an icing. 2:59 left in the second. The game is tied at 2. So Austin Hester confirming to me that Colton Edwards did indeed score that second goal that tied it at 2. Draw is to the left of Noah Smart. Draw one by Father Ryan. Puck in the right wing corner. And here's Colton Edwards behind the net with it. Trying to put it out in front. Jack Halloran whiffs on it. And Carson Slocum clears it out. Michael Jaskowski catches up to it. Tried to drop it back. Intercepted by Jordan Antar. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Puck is down low. Hester has it. Hester gets pushed off by Slocum. Clearing attempt held in right atop the blue line by Tyler Dubois and sent back around the wall to the... No, they said it went out. They said it went over the line. So Mount Juliet have to get back on side. They do, and here is Hester through center. Back into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Puck swept off his stick by Dubois. Puck behind the net. Hester gets it back. Puts it out in front. Whiffed on by Jack Halloran from right in front of the net. Antar at center. Back into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Tried to drop it back to Parker Triplett. Trying to pass it up to the left point. It's knocked down and cleared out by Hester. Now a 3-on-1 for the Irish. Hester with a shot. Stopped. And the rebound hopped over the stick of Sam Halloran. So Noah Smart with a big save in the 3-on-1. Puck held into the left point and sent back down low by Merrick McCullers. Puck is behind the net. Halloran over to the far wall and Hester. Hester. Right wing corner. Gives it away to Giampaolo. Here is Carson Slocum. Trying to pass it up the far wall. Hit the skate of the official and went back into the Mount Juliet zone and where it was touched up offside by Halloran, Sam Halloran. 82 seconds left in the second. Game still tied at 2. Draw will be on the dot across from the Father Ryan bench. One by Mount Juliet. Ryan Woods trying to pass ahead, intercepted by Colin Sullivan inside the zone, but taken away by Woods and cleared out. Puck ends up back in the Mount Juliet zone on Woods' stick again. Try to fire it ahead off the skate of Carter Middleton. Popped up in the air. It's in the side the Father Ryan zone. Jacob Boren controlling. Clears it out. Final minute of the second. Puck sent back into the Father Ryan zone. Here's Curtis Newman behind his own net. Trying to pass it up the near side. Caught up to by Sam Halloran. Brought into the brought into the Mount Juliet zone. And a shot from Carter Middleton was blocked in the slot. Still came towards the front of the net. Had to be chopped away. Held in Curtis Newman. Shot from the left point. Misses the net to the right of Noah Smart. Here's Anthony Giampaolo. Flipping it up the far side. Knocked down and sent the other way by Jacob Boren. Under 30 seconds left in the period. Ryan Woods trying to clear the puck out. Hits Sullivan with it. Now Woods has it. Carries it to center. Woods. Back into the Father Ryan zone. Trying to go to the front of the net, but he could not get around Parker Causey. Puck flipped out to center. Giampaolo knocks it down. Sends it back into the Father Ryan zone. Cleared out by the Irish. Brought back into the Mount Juliet zone by Chaffin Baggett. Puck gets away from him. It's behind the net, comes out to the right wing corner, and that's it for the second. Colton Edwards scoring a shorthanded goal for the Irish, and it is 2-2 between they and Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill as we move on to the third period. Ready to go for the third and final period of this one. Riley Barnes still in goal for Father Ryan. Took over from Zach Fonisbeck with 6:50 left in the second. Noah Smart still in goal for Mount Juliet. He's been in goal the whole game. For this third period, Father Ryan will move the puck from my left to right, and Mount Juliet from my right to left. Bears win the draw to start the third period. Rylan Kripe sends the puck into the Father Ryan zone, but onto the stick of Merrick McCullers, who tried to clear it out. It's held in. Jacob Thomas, puck got away from him. Chapman Smith able to clear. Noah Deffenbaugh trying to reach out for it at center. His pass is intercepted by Kripe. Rylan Kripe unable to get away from Jack Sutter. Puck is in the Father Ryan zone, but immediately cleared out by the Irish. Here's Noah Deffenbaugh. Left wing side of the Mount Juliet zone. Puck poked away from him. Chapman Smith tried to send it to the front of the net. Mount Juliet come up with it. It's going to the end wall. Tyler Dubois with it. Whips it around to the far boards for Kripe. Kripe just able to get it past Chapman Smith and out. Here's Thomas. Back inside the Father Ryan zone. A shot blockered away by Riley Barnes. Puck kept alive in the left wing corner. Jacob Thomas gets knocked down from behind by Chapman Smith. That's going to draw a penalty. Then Thomas gets a little pushback on him. So let's see what the penalty is. I guess it must have been roughing. So Mount Juliet back to the power play. Game tied at 2, 12:55 to go. Draw is going to be to Riley Barnes' right. This will be the biggest test for him so far. One by Mount Juliet, and a shot from Parker Triplett turned away by Barnes. Here's Jordan Antar out to the far side. Passing out high to Ryan Woods. Woods passing down low to Triplett. Triplett back up top Woods. Woods moving into the high slot. A shot stopped by Barnes. Rebound, score, Slocum. Barnes had to go off his glove, land to the crease, and Slocum backhands it home for his second goal of the game. And it took just 16 seconds for Mount Juliet to convert the power play and retake the lead. 3-2 with 12:39 to go. Father Ryan won the draw, but they turn it over to the Bears. Here's Jordan Antar, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone, stopping on the right half wall. Passing over to Parker Triplett, who was moving to the slot, and he knocked it down, but the puck ended up behind him. Now back the other way goes Austin Hester, centering pass. It's in the crease in the Mount Juliet end, but knocked away by Noah Smart. That was almost a disastrous turnover for Mount Juliet. Now Edwards brings the puck back into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Goes to the inboards, round the back of the net. Comes out to the left wing. Fires it across into the near side. Jack Halloran going to get to it. And then taken back by Mount Juliet. Here is Jordan Antar. Back in the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Pushes the puck past Curtis Newman. Catches up to it in the left wing corner. Puts it out in front. Oh, and it hopped over the stick of Reed Spencer. Held in by Tyler Dubois. Dubois shot blocked by Austin Hester and carried to center. Hester sends it back into the Mount Juliet zone towards the net. Dubois catches up to it and clears. Michael Jaskowski trying to poke it back into the Mount Juliet zone. Flipped through the air by Antar at center. Had to be knocked down by Barnes. Austin Hester with it behind his own net. Tried to clear it out. It was slowed up with the stick of Reed Spencer. Now Spencer in the slot, a shot. Missed the net to the right of Barnes. Puck coming around the wall to the near side. Puck sent up the far wall. It's going to be an icing. Jaskowski. 10:56 to go. 3-2 Mount Juliet. Draw is to the left of Barnes. Draw one with the Irish, but turned right over to Mount Juliet. Carter Spencer with a soft backhander to the front of the net that's intercepted by Michael Jaskowski. Now Carter Spencer with it again off to Trent Gorell. His shot blocked right in front by Merrick McCullers. Puck carried to center by Carter Middleton. Middleton back into the Mount Juliet zone. Puck gets away from him. Now Colin Sullivan with it in the left wing corner. Trying to come out in front, but puck ends up sliding to Tyler Dubois, who brings it out. Dubois through center into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. Oh, gets double teamed and knocked off the puck. Still manages to send it on goal. Stopped and covered up by Barnes. McCullers and Jaskowski both double teamed him and knocked the puck off of him, but he was still able to get off a shot. 10:21 to go in the game. Still 3-2 Mount Juliet. Draw is going to be to Barnes' left. Mount Juliet with the puck off the draw, but turned away or taken away by the Irish. Jacob Boren carries to center on the far side. Flips it back into the Mount Juliet zones. Behind the net, Noah Smart sends it around the wall to his left. And the Bears come up with it out at center. Rylan Kripe gets knocked down at the Father Ryan blue line trying to bring the puck in. Puck passed across to the near side. Jacob Boron hands it off. Harper Howard. He's inside the Mount Juliet zone. Harper. Howard drops it back. Up the left wing to Parker Causey. Causey round the back of the net. Comes out to the right wing side. Banks it off the near kick plate. Jacob Boron shot in the right point. Missed the net to the left of Noah Smart. Here's Curtis Newman. Pinned up against the left wing corner boards. Puck comes out in front. Anthony Giampalo with it. He'll carry it out. Backhands it over to Kripe. Rylan Kripe. Right wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Gets to the front of the net, hands it off. Giampalo flicks it past the net to the right of Barnes on the backhanded try. Ryan Woods holds the puck and carries it down the right wing. Wallace shot off the glove of Barnes. Rebound in the slot. Sent over to the far wall by Jacob Boron. Now Parker Causey passing it ahead. Here's Colton Edwards into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Edwards, a shot off the right shoulder of Smart. Puck out on the far boards. Jordan Antar going to bring it back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing. Second of a shot that misses the net to the left of Barnes. Here's Edwards. Passing it up the far side. Puck poked off the stick of Luke Wyatt. Now here's Austin Hester getting knocked down. Puck out in front of the Mount Juliet net. A shot from Edwards. Stopped by Noah Smart. A big save from him. Now a stretch pass to Jordan Antar. He's inside the Father Ryan zone. To the slot. A shot. Stopped by Barnes with a left leg pad. Both goaltenders making big, big saves on their end in back-to-back sequences. Here's Carson Slocum passing down the wall to the right wing's corner. Put out in front by Antar and sent past the net from the slot by Parker Triplett. Here's Edwards. Flipped ahead, but into the skate of Tyler Dubois. Puck sent back into the Father Ryan zone. Edwards was trying to stretch past to Hester. Austin Hester. Now here's Jack Sutter at the far side of his own zone. Gets poked off the puck. Puck in the right wing corner. Merrick McCullers squeezing Carson Slocum up against the boards. Here's Sutterth again. Clearing it out. It's on goal in the Mount Juliet zone, and Noah Smart to sweep it away. Sweeps it off to the corner to his right, or to his left, excuse me. Puck at center. Trenton Gorell with it. Brings it into the Father Ryan zone. A shot is over the net from the right circle. Puck hit a stanchion. Came back out towards the near side. Now it's cleared out. Ryan Woods gets to it inside his own zone. Woods passes ahead to Colton Vivrette. Vivrette. Puck got away from him. Carter Spencer backhands it back into the Irish zone. It's behind the net for Curtis Newman. Handed off Jacob Boron. Boron out on the far side. Oh, almost left it behind him. He does hang on to it, carry it out to center. Brings it into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Boron behind the net, trying to backhand it out in front. Comes out to Reed Spencer, who banks it off the near kick plate, or far kick plate, and to the other end it goes. Riley Barnes sweeps it behind the net. Carter Spencer trying to put it out in front. It's intercepted by Noah Deffenbaugh. Here's Sam Halloran. Back into the Mount Juliet zone. Puck got away from him. Noah Deffenbaugh shot over the net. Now Ryan Woods with it. Woods carrying it back into the Father Ryan zone. Getting past the defenders. A shot stopped by Barnes. He's got it covered to the crease. Rolled up his glove hand. And he had to cover it in the crease. 6:14 to go. Still 3-2 Mount Juliet. The draw will be to the left of Barnes. One by Mount Juliet. Anthony Giampalo trying to settle in and sticking it, taken away by Carter Middleton. Puck out at center. Parker Causey dumps it into the Mount Juliet zone. Puck is behind the net. Giampalo up. Colin Sullivan beat him to it. Colin Sullivan behind the net. Comes around to the right wing side. Sullivan around the back of the net. Now comes out to the left wing side. Moving up the wall. Pass across. Parker Causey with a backhander up in the air and was deflected by a stick and hit the mask of Noah Smart. And Mount Juliet are going to ice the puck. I don't know who got a stick to that, but it was backhanded up in the air by Causey. Caught a stick. And then hit the mask of Smart. Clock ran down even after the whistle, down to 5:27. Now 10 seconds have been put back on the board. 5:37 to go in the game. Still 3-2 Mount Juliet. Draw is going to be to Noah Smart's left. Draw one by Father Ryan. Carter Middleton. Oh. Carson Slocum got knocked down Michael Jaskowski, at the right point. And he's going to go to the box for it. A roughing call. What Mount Juliet did not need to do was give Father Ryan a power play, and the Irish have one with 5:28 to go, down 3-2. Father Ryan with the big guns out there. Draw to the left of Smart. Hester, Edwards, Sullivan. Draw one by Mount Juliet. They clear. Boron and Middleton. Here's Colton Edwards. Edwards racing to center. Back into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Goes around the back of the net, out to the left wing. Moving along the blue line. Passes over to the right wing side. Austin Hester sent it across the front of the net. And smacked to the other end of the ice by Parker Triplett. Edwards with it again. Edwards. Passing up the near side. Boren at center. Hands it back to Sullivan. It got away from him. It's inside the Mount Juliet zone, but Parker Triplett's going to clear again. Puck loose on the left wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Minute left in the power play. And Jacob Boron backhands it over to Sullivan at center. Sullivan, left wing side of the Mount Juliet zone. Banks it off the near boards. Edwards down low to the end boards, and Hester. Hester tried to center it. Comes over to Carter Middleton. His shot, I think it missed the net. Now here's Hester coming out to the left wing side. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Irish. Hester across to Edwards in the right circle. Edwards a shot, gloved and held on to by Smart. 25 seconds left in the power play. 3:54 to go in the game. Still 3-2, Mount Juliet. Draw going to be to Smart's left again. Won by the Irish. Merrick McCullers right point with a shot knocked away by the blocker of Smart, and the puck cleared out. It's on goal. Riley Barnes had to turn it away. Merrick McCullers with it. Trying to carry it out. He's out at center. Took a bump from Bobby Camos. Hangs onto the puck. Brings it back into the Mount Juliet zone. Here's a shot from McCullers. Steered away by Smart. Penalty time against Mount Juliet is up, and they end up icing the puck. 3:23 to go. Still 3-2 Mount Juliet. Draw to the right of Smart. Won by the Bears. Carried to center by Ryan Woods. Woods had it puck poked or knocked away from him by Jack Sutterth as he tried to enter the Father Ryan zone. Puck back in the Mount Juliet end. Anthony Giampalo fell over trying to clear it out, so it's sent back down deep by Sutterth. Hester out on the left wing with a shot knocked away by the glove of Smart. Trying to get it back to the slot. It's taken away and cleared out by Mount Juliet. Foot race for it. It's going to come to the front of the net. Riley Barnes has it covered. .248 to go. Still 3-2 Mount Juliet. Draw is going to be to Barnes' right. Now Juliet win the draw. Parker Triplett with a shot that went across the front of the net. In the right wing corner, Jordan Antar trying to put it out in front. Puck goes over to the near boards. Triplett backhands it down low behind the net for Slocum. Now Antar in the right wing corner. And it knocked away by Boren, but he hangs on to the puck. Puck pinned up against the kick plate. Boren with it. Puts it out in front. It's going to be held into the blue line by Colton Vivret. It's shot through traffic. Oh, off of Barnes and lands just past the net. Now here's Colton Edwards to center. Edwards back into the Mount Juliet zone on the left wing side. Got room. His shot missed the net. Went up into the netting above the glass. And he shot it. Did he shoot it out himself or did it go off a stick? He shot it out himself because they're dropping it in front of the Mount Juliet bench at center. 2:08 left, still 3-2. Mount Juliet. Draw one by Mount Juliet. Puck ends up in the Irish zone. It's behind the net. Jacob Boren gets to it. Tried to clear, intercepted Parker Triplett. Right circle, a shot stopped by Riley Barnes. And the rebound stopped as well. Puck still on the far side of the net. Jordan Antar with it. Passes up the far wall. Tyler Dubois trying to hold it in. He did just. Now Colin Sullivan comes up with it and takes it out to center. Sullivan back into the Mount Juliet zone on the right wing side. Around the back of the net. Gets bumped off the puck. Here's Tyler Dubois. Has it taken away, and a backhander, I think, from Carter Middleton, and to be turned away by Smart. Now here's Antar at center out on the far side. Antar back into the Father Ryan zone, pushed into the boards. Sam Halloran with it, sends the puck around to the near side. Lost it, gave it away to Parker Triplett, who then gives it back. Now here's Sam Halloran out at center, dumping the puck back into the Mount Juliet zone. Final minute of the game. They're calling Riley Barnes to the bench for the extra attacker. Ryan Woods with a puck. Shoots it out to center, but it hits Colton Edwards. And then Father Ryan bring the puck back into the Mount Juliet zone offside. And now they're going to use their timeout with 50.9 seconds to go, trailing 3-2. So he was on the bench with, I think, 52 seconds left. Although I would not be surprised if they put him back out there, because the draw is going to be outside the Mount Juliet zone. Mount Juliet could do with another goal here. Their current goal difference, let's see, they've now scored 10 and allowed 13. Their current goal difference is -3. If they can get an empty netter, we'll go down to -2. Well, since the face-off is close, they're going to put Barnes back in net. Nope, they're going to send it. They're going to call him back. So the net's still empty for the Irish. 50.9 to go. It's 3-2 Mount Juliet. Draws on the dot across from the Mount Juliet bench at center. Won by the Bears. Puck sent into the Irish zone. It went off the stick of Merritt McCullers, so no icing. McCullers picks it up. Passes ahead off the stick of Hester. Parker Triplett at center, banks it off the near boards, back into the Father Ryan zone. Here's McCullers. Pass ahead to Edwards off his stick. Sent back the other way. The Irish get it back. Jacob Boren, left wing side of the Mount Juliet zone. Trying to back in the puck out in front. It's intercepted. And the clearing attempt, Merrick McCullers couldn't keep it alive. Puck back in the Father Ryan zone, cleared out by Merrick McCullers. Here's Austin Hester, left wing side of the Mount Juliet zone. Drops it back to Edwards. Put into the boards by Jordan Antar, and that's it. Mount Juliet get a big win. A 3-2 win for the Bears, who now move to 2-3-1 in the regular season. They are tied with Brentwood on points. But remember, they're tied with Brentwood on points and wins. But remember, their game ended in a tie. So this could come down to goal difference on Wednesday night. But a big win for the Bears. And the Irish finish the first half of the regular season with 3-4 record. They lost 4 of their last 5. They had those 2 incredibly impressive wins to start against Ravenwood and Pope. And it just, wow. I can't believe the results they had at the end of all that. Hold on, let me pull out my little notebook here and write down. Write down the shots. They have 31 from outside. I think they had at least 36. They're saying 17 for Ryan. I think 19. So the goal scorers in this one for Father Ryan, Austin Hester, and Colton Edwards had their goals, and for Mount Juliet, 2 from Carson Slocum. And the other goal, the opening goal, came from Ryan Woods. So Carson Slocum is going to be our player of the game as Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill win this one 3-2, and that is the night in GNASH done because that was the only game in GNASH tonight. And let me put this out on the MTSN GNASH Scores Twitter. Let me retweet it on the MTSN page. All right, so that's done. All right, so Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill beat Father Ryan 3-2 in the only game of the night. So here are the standings now with tonight's game in the books. Tier 1, Franklin and MBA have both finished the first half. They're both 6-0-1. Father Ryan and Pope now both 3-4. Ryan go ahead of Pope because they beat Pope. Mount Juliet-Wilson Central Green Hill now 2-3-1. They have scored 10 goals and allowed 13. Their goal differential is -3. They're put ahead of Brentwood, who are 2-4-1. Their goal differential officially is -6 because you have to scratch out the 7th goal against Father Ryan because they won that game by more than 6 goals. Ravenwood are 2-4. They drop into the drop zone now. Rutherford Rampage are going down. They are done with the first half of the regular season at 1-6. Tier 2, Ensworth Nolensville Lipscomb at 7-0. They're done. They're moving up. Summit Page 4-2. Hendersonville Beach Gallatin 3-1-2. Those two could still move up. If Summit beat the Outlaws, though, it's over. Summit will be the team moving up, even if Hendersonville beat USN, because Summit would finish the first half of the regular season with 5 wins, and Hendersonville would only have 4. So Summit would go in ahead of Hendersonville. The Outlaws 2-2-2, 2-3-2. USNBA Nashville Christian 2-3-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek 1-4-2. Independence Ravenwood 2-0-6-1. Ensworth, Centennial, Station Camp and Indy have all finished their first half schedules from Tier 1. And now from Tier 2. And now from Tier 1, Franklin, MBA, Ryan, Pope, Brentwood, and Rutherford. Rutherford have finished. Ravenwood and Mount Juliet still have a game to play out of Tier 1. And also to finish the first half of the regular season, Summit Page and the Outlaws taking on each other, USN and Hendersonville. So 3 games left in the first half of the regular season. Okay, so if Ravenwood beat Mount Juliet by less than 4 goals, or 4 goals or less, I'm going to have to calculate this, Brent would stay up. Now, if Mount Juliet beat Ravenwood, Ravenwood are going down. If Mount Juliet and Ravenwood tie, Mount Juliet and Ravenwood would stay up, and Brentwood would go down because they'd lose the head-to-head tiebreaker to Ravenwood. So I'm just going to go ahead and say we're going to be in Antioch on Wednesday night for that game, 8:10 pregame for an 8:15 face-off. I'm going to have to be doing math tomorrow because there is a lot of ground to go over regarding this game. And there are a few scenarios with the Summit Page Outlaws and Hendersonville USN games. But the simplest scenario is all Summit have to do is beat the Outlaws, which I think they should, and they'll be moving up no matter what Hendersonville do. So Wednesday night schedule looks like this. $7:10 here on Rink 8 at Centennial. Summit Page against the Outlaws. Again, all Summit have to do is win this game, and they'll be moving up. It will render the USN Hendersonville game meaningless. 8:15 in the South Ring in Antioch. Mount Juliet taking on Ravenwood. 8:30 over on Rink B. The second half of the regular season kicks off on Wednesday night. Centennial taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. Of course, those two teams met just a couple of weeks ago. Centennial won 4-1, but I have a feeling they're going to go with Cade Henderson in net in this one, and Station Camp should win that game quite handily. And then at 8:40 here on Rink 8 at Centennial, USNBA Nashville Christian Effort, a good pasture, taking on Hendersonville Beach Gallatin in the final game of the first half of the regular season. Will a promotion spot for Hendersonville still be at stake? I don't think so. I think Summit are going to be the Outlaws, but we'll see. You never know. So we'll be at Antioch on Wednesday night, 8:10 pregame for an 8:15 face-off between Mount Juliet and Ravenwood. We got to see this to the end, because if one of Mount Juliet, Brentwood, or Ravenwood, especially the latter two, go down, that is insane. That is insane. Just nuts. Okay, so that is it for us this evening. Again, our final score tonight, Mount Juliet-Wilson Central, Green Hill 3, Father Ryan 2. Mount Juliet now 2-3-1 in the first half of the regular season. Father Ryan finished 3-4. They carry that record over to the GNASH Cup race, but of course they will get a fresh record for the second half of the regular season when it comes to determining their playoff seed. Wow, what a finish. What a finish we're going to have to this first half of the regular season. Again, 8:10 pregame for an 8:15 face-off on Wednesday night in Antioch for Mount Juliet-Wilson Central, Green Hill taking on Ravenwood. It could be the last time those two teams, it could be the only time those two teams play each other this season. How insane is that? When they met in the Preds Cup final the last 2 years. Goodness me. Goodness me. This has been nuts. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Good night, everybody, from Centennial. Talk to you Wednesday night in Antioch at 8:10 for Mount Juliet and Ravenwood, as this crazy race to stay in Tier 1 finally takes the checkered flag.